TCM.com or call 1-888-9TCM-SHOP.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne. This January, our star of the month is Fred MacMurray, who may be the most underrated leading man in Hollywood in the 30s and 40s. Well, the talented lady who played the mother in our last film, Friendly Persuasion, Dorothy McGuire, had a career that to me is the kind of female equivalent of Fred MacMurray's. She was also always woefully underrated. Neither a glamour girl nor a dramatic diva, Dorothy could best be described as graceful and charming and amazingly versatile, and she always did great work, but never seemed to get the credit for it she really deserved. Well, right now we have two more examples of Dorothy McGuire's particular magic, both films made before Friendly Persuasion. Our next movie is a romantic tale about beauty being in the eye of the beholder. It's a movie called The Enchanted Cottage, filmed in late 1944, released by RKO in early 1945. Important dates, actually, to remember because of what the story meant to movie audiences when this film came out. I mean, it was near the end of World War II, and many veterans were coming back from the war and dealing with wartime disabilities. The story in the movie concerns a wounded war veteran, played by Robert Young, and it's also about a plain young woman, Dorothy McGuire. They meet and they bond out of loneliness, and the story is about what happens to them in a cottage where she's a maid and where he had planned once to spend his honeymoon before being scarred in the war. It's a very poignant story that turns into a very uplifting experience for anyone who watches it. The Enchanted Cottage was originally written for the stage back in 1922 by Sir Arthur Wing Pinero, who'd been commissioned by the British government to raise the courage of men who'd been physically and mentally wounded in World War I. Well, a silent film back then was based on the play, and not long after, then 20 years later, came another war and our version. It was produced by Harriet Parsons, the daughter of gossip columnist Luella Parsons, and it was released by RKO in 1945, directed by John Cromwell, and a movie that also stars Herbert Marshall with Mildred Natwick, Spring Byington, and Hilary Brooke. And we bring it to you now, the story of The Enchanted Cottage.